Hey YouTube, Lise here, not your fucking guru. I ended up having an unexpected day off today and got to stay home because of the weather and the client couldn't make it. So I've been just sort of getting my head together and trying to play catch up with my thoughts and feelings. And I have some things on my mind here. So those of y'all that support this channel, thank you so much. I know I'm a little tiny channel and maybe I'm a little eccentric, or I'm not bringing clickbait and excitement every time I post, but I really felt drawn to start this channel and thought that when I did, number one, I was overcoming fears. Fear of putting my face out there on YouTube, because I knew that the minute I did that, you get all these people saying you're going to get trolls or your life's in danger. I'm sure I'm on some government list and the algorithms and the whatever. So, I just thought, fuck it. If this is the end of the world and, or the beginning of a new one, I should say. The thing that really pissed me off the most was, that science fiction books I had read are coming true. The censorship and things like 1984, being told as an adult what I can and cannot say, what I can and cannot think and feel and believe in. The noose is just tightened way, way tighter. And I didn't want to leave y'all hanging out there in the world without put my money where my mouth is and having the balls to stand up and put my 2 cents worth out there, to have courage to speak up against these things. Like, those of you watching that don't know this, people that have YouTube channels, there's certain words that we can't even say, or all of a sudden the video that we feel strongly about is taken down. It's our truth. And subscribers are removed without the actual subscribers removing themselves. I know I've seen some of that on my channel, and I'm tiny and it doesn't fucking matter. I just wanted to go on here and cause a ripple effect. If I can affect just one person, and then they ripple out and they ripple out and they ripple out, then I've done my duty. I don't need to be famous. I wouldn't even like that. I don't need to be anything, really. I just need to be a human, a soul having a human experience, that I knew I had courage and I did something, that I didn't just sit back, get overwhelmed, and not have my voice heard. So I'd just like to remind you all that you're beautiful, that you have courage in you more than you think you do, that you can be the change, that we can together change this simulation, which makes me a dangerous person, that I would say such a thing, that I would put my balls on the line and voice that out to the world. So, of course, this video will probably get put down at the bottom of whatever. It's not a short. It's not 30 seconds. So, those of us that have been out there that can only handle concentrating on 30-second shorts, or you just don't have the time to watch videos because you're just overwhelmed and overburdened with the impact of the world on your reality, that it's just too much to even listen to 20, 30, or even an hour of somebody's YouTube content playing in the background or on your way to work or whatever, that it's just not something you do. So, each of these things knocks me down a little more, to where, so I know, I don't necessarily believe in coincidence. So I know that whoever is meant to get these messages, that it's their piece to the puzzle, and they in turn give me a piece to my puzzle. So if we can just keep doing that one person at a time, we would flip the whole reality on its ear. And so I don't know if you've heard or not, and I believe it's been around a long time, but now it's out in the open that computer chips and computers and robots are run on, and they say it's new, but are run on biological brains. So human tissue that is running the circuits of these things. Well, I don't believe that's anything new. Lots of sci-fi stories, whether it's a cube or like the old Twilight Zone where there's a computer in the cave or whatever it is. I believe that this other intelligence has been here all along, and it keeps resetting things and tries to beat us energetically down at the same time feeding off of us. And the average person, it's just too much to believe in demons and vampires and things. So they just hold on to the hope that it won't happen to them or it won't happen to their children. And that if they just keep their head down, don't speak up, and just put on the fake tanner, and their teeth are wider than their eyeballs, and, you know, they're height, weight, proportionate, and they have a good job, and they just say all the politically correct terms, that somehow they'll be overlooked and they won't have to go through any sort of trauma, or at least they can scoot through and have a good life with plenty of food and the fancy car and the house and the beautiful friends and all that bullshit. But I think most of us now are starting to catch on that we're evolving. We're evolving at such a rate that it gets to be a bit much sometimes, you know. They keep gaslighting us with things like balloons, and then like what's going around now, like that balloon that was shot down in Alaska was really a missile, and there's you know, people making TikToks and whatever videos about it, showing the missile and that it was a missile, not a balloon. And we all know this. Anybody that's attacked and called a conspiracy theorist, whether it's 9/11, MK Ultra, personal experiences with things they can't explain, giants, flat earth, anything that's alternative to what you're supposed to talk about. You've already been beaten down so much that you've either said, fuck it, and you're now a whack job out here just speaking up and ostracized by most of the public, unless you're super good at having clickbait and you just have whatever that je ne sais quoi is, that I've never fucking had that. I've always been somebody that's sort of just fallen through the cracks kind of person. So I'm going to catch you up on some stuff that that I don't want to scare you with. It's more supposed to open your eyes at how fucking magnificent and how amazing us human souls are, that we're going through all these things, and yet look how many of us are aware. So I'll give a shout out to that channel, The Twisted Truth. That dude's got some good videos out, and the latest ones are showing him, you know, scraping off the so-called pollen off of his cars, and it's magnetic. And people were told that no, there's nothing nefarious about this weird pollen that's coating all the cars. He's in Florida, but I think it's more than one state. And that he scraped it off and put it in a baggie, and you can tell it's magnetic. So regardless of that, people are still, you know, kicking and breathing. I don't know how long we have or whatever, but that doesn't matter. We weren't, those of us that are biological aren't meant to be here longer. We're just here to learn and observe, and the soul is endless, and there is no killing you, so there's nothing to fear or whatever. But wow, what a schoolroom this place is, right? Like if you just keep hanging in there, you just learn so many lessons in a day. so many lessons in a day that you start to catch on that there's no accident being here in this time. And another thing is, of course, the Epstein list is out, and still people worship these ghouls, these things that probably used to be humans, but a lot of them, I believe, were cloned, and you can tell because, excuse me, a lot of them look like exactly identical to other so-called stars. And there's no sense in me getting into the names, because if you're listening to me this long, you know what I'm talking about, and you've seen it yourself, the cloned grown stars. If you're up on the infatoriums and the orphan trains and the reseeding of the planet, you're up on this shit. So another thing I was going to mention was the level of courage that an empathetic soul has to have right now, because many of us will have an abuser attack us or attack somebody else, and even though they're supposed to be our enemy, we'll like reach out and try to tell the truth, thinking that the truth shall set you free. And then we're like bait and switched, and then we're attacked, and then we doubt, and we start belittling ourselves, thinking, oh, I'm bad, I should have done it different. I just like to remind you that if you're speaking heavy truths, that the truth is still sitting there being the truth, whether you speak it or not. And there is no doing it right. There is no getting out of this test with a straight A score and being valedictorian and being a clean soul and a saint or any of that. Just do your best. Just do your fucking best. You're going to fail. Humans are flawed. We will fail, and through our failures, we learn and grow. You are more than enough. You're more than a fucking enough. I don't know how many times we all need to hear that a day, all day. Program that shit into your mind, not whatever's being played over these waves of evil that's being piped into the tech, being piped into our brains. So if you have any amount of sanity left, any amount of being able to see what's going on. Oh, I know I was going to mention the Ohio train thing, how another YouTuber who was talking about it, maybe the Angry Prepper or somebody, that that these proprietized things that haven't been patented or whatever and that are secret. So on the train, we're being having shoved down our throat that it's this vinyl chloride crap that's been burnt into the air. Now so many people are sick with bronchial issues, puking, can't be in their house. Who knows what other effects are being had, because when you're sick, you can't, a lot of times you can't take care of yourself, and you can't even fight for yourself. And then, of course, people are beaten down so that they don't want their face out here like this, and they don't want to be a target. So they won't even stand up and say anything because of fear or physically incapable of doing it. But something that hasn't been patented or whatever, and the secret proprietary, I think it's called, thing, they don't have to claim it was on the train. So there was some kind of newfangled lubricant on that train, and that's one of the things that was buried. So then that stuff goes into the ground and seeps out. Other people are talking about that these balloons and other things are sending out frequencies and brain to tech technology, what's it called? Something to brain technology. It's the technical term is passing me by right now. But if you're up on MK Ultra stuff and realize that people can be split into more than one personality, and that tech can pipe into someone's brain to where they think they're having some sort of schizophrenic episode, like, go kill them, go kill them, go kill yourself, go do this, go do that, that people will do it and it's not their fucking fault. That's been around for fucking ever, and people are being manipulated. So again, if you're watching this and you have any sort of cognizance at all, fucking A, man. Hats off to you. Hats off to you. You're a rare soul. You're a rare soul that you could listen to my bullshit for this fucking long and get it if you understand what I'm talking about, and have the attention span to hang in there. So again, you're a beautiful fucking soul. Write your affirmations. But there is people that are saying that this tech is being used, that so many beings that have been worn down, split, that they are having things piped into their brain, put into our country through our open borders, and then these train wrecks are happening and other things are happening as well, including our food sources all being destroyed, to just wear us down. And it's really war. My timer's going off for Bluto's food, so I'm going to cut it short here so that you don't have to listen to this beeping if you can hear it. But I'd just like to fucking say, have courage. Speak your heart. Speak your mind. Don't be afraid of fucking up. Don't be afraid of speaking out. Be the change, and just keep observing and speaking out without absorbing it. No, it's not your fault. It's not something that just one person can cure this realm. It takes all of us just getting to a point, or a certain percentage of us getting to a point where we're just like, no, fuck this. And that's where I'm at. Fuck this. I will speak out. I will stand up, and I will do what I can until I draw my last breath and go on to my next beautiful existence. And this isn't the end. It isn't even the beginning. This is a beautiful time to be alive. Don't be fooled. The amount of schooling that we're getting right now as a soul, is just, it's a gift. And if you can hang in there and keep learning and seeing through the deception, that's what it's about. And if you can do it while keeping your sanity, while being told that, like Mandela effect, that you're having a misremembrance and you don't remember what the fuck, and you're mistaken about your memories or whatever, or you can't talk about traumas or whatever, that they never happened and things like that. No, there are people out here that see you. There are people out here that understand. It takes great fucking courage to be in this simulation at this time. You are the change. You matter. You're beautiful. And give yourself a hug. Do some good self-care. Hang in there. Do the best you can, because that's what we're here to do. And just be the love. Shine on. One love.